Good afternoon, family. My name is Emmanuel Barbee. I am the host of Help Stop the Genocide in American Ghettos podcast. Welcome to GRCAM International Virtual Conference. Our theme for today is, why is Africa poor? The purpose of this virtual event to educate Black people / African people and others who are serious about solving Black issues in America, solving African issues on the continent and throughout the diaspora, as well as to raise funds for our film project, quote, Hood Liberator Made in Chicago, the war against Willie Lynch begins, unquote. We're using a spiritual perspective about solving these social issues in this day and age. After I finish my presentation, I will encourage each person on my Facebook Live panel to send me an invite so that they can discuss the video below. Then we will open up the discussion for Q&A. My panel are as follows. Pastor Dr. Lola George Ayoka, Prophetess Prudence. Sorry about these names. If I can pronounce them correctly, they will. Evangelist Jennifer Perpetual, Evangelist Martha Emmanuel, Pastor Deborah Uzoma, and Pastor Utamo Bong Willie. Before we begin, let me thank everyone for coming in the room. I want my listeners and viewers to understand the purpose of this international virtual conference. I created the grassroots community activist movement because I wanted to connect with other like-minded Black people, African people, Caribbean people, and people from Brazil, for us to start networking with each other to solve our social problems on two fronts, on the domestic front and also on an international front. On a domestic front, we will begin in America, specifically Chicago, Illinois, and eventually throughout the diaspora. On an international front, the African continent, by way of using the internet. I was exposed to Pan-Africanism at an early age, and I was raised in a Christian home. So, I got two perspectives on different things. Pan-Africanism was alive and well during the struggle for African independence and during the Civil Rights era. The only issue I have with Pan-Africanism, it seems like a one-way street. I hear more Black Americans pushing for Pan-Africanism, but not a word from African immigrants in America. The grassroots community activist movement is about promoting a 21st century solutions to solve our global problems, socially, economically, and spiritually. GRCAM will take the lead in mobilizing like-minded Black people in America towards turning my vision and plan into a reality starting in Chicago. However, for the past 30 years, Black America has rejected my vision and plan. This is why I am online to promote and recruit others to join my cause, which is Help Stop the Genocide in American Ghettos. Since 2001, over 4,000 people in Chicago alone has been killed due to urban violence. That's why most people call Chicago Chirac. The term Chirac came about because during the Iraq and Afghanistan war, more civilians were murdered in Chicago than both Iraq and Afghanistan combined. And that's not cool, and that's not something to be proud of. Some of my critics tell me that I should do a speaking tour to promote my vision and plan. Then maybe I would get more support. I explained to them that I am not running for public office. Also, I am on a shoestring budget. All I have is my revised book, quote, The Solution for Black America, Reclaiming, Rebuilding, and Restoring the Urban Ghettos in America, 2nd edition. Our virtual store, GRCAM Online. Our PayPal page, and now our GoFundMe page. Out of 1,495 people on my Facebook friends list, only 2 people have made a direct donation to our GoFundMe page. This is why it's taken me so long to get this film project and this Christian organization up and running in Chicago. Because a lot of black people like to talk all that black stuff, but then when push comes to shove, then they're ghosts. I'm reaching out to our global African family, especially those who are members of my African group, GRCAI of Africa, to step up and work with me in turning this project into a reality. I decided to take my story to the next level by turning my revised book into a docudrama. This film is based on my experience doing street ministry and later creating a new black movement in Black America, GRCAM. But we want to turn GRCAM into GRCAI, the Grassroots Community Activist Institute of Chicago. GRCAI of Chicago will focus on strengthening the black families while improving the black community by providing quality programs and services. My determination and inspiration to separate myself from the status quo and my desire to find purpose in life is what this film is all about. And this is a black empowerment film. GRCAI of Chicago will be a multi-purpose facility in the heart of the black community, beginning on the west side of Chicago. We will cover Austin, Garfield Park, and North Lawndale. In time, we will expand to the south side of Chicago. We will offer quality programs and services which will strengthen the black family. As I stated, we plan on launching African tours and Caribbean tours in order to reconnect with our brothers and sisters, especially connecting black entrepreneurs with African entrepreneurs and black actors or black artists with African artists, so that we can do trade among ourselves and also launch international trades. GRCAI of Chicago was formed in 2019. It will operate under 7 separate functions, which are as follows: a social service component, a spiritual component, which will be optional for secular people, a political component, an entertainment component, an entrepreneur component, a black media component, new black voices of media, a health and wellness component. My vision for Africa: to reconnect with our ancestral homeland. It's my hope to connect with African immigrants within the United States who will work with me and Sister Renee in rebuilding our urban community starting in Chicago. Before we expand to Africa, I need my international friends who live in Liberia, Ivory Coast, Ghana, Angola, Nigeria, South Africa, Kenya, Ethiopia, Tanzania, and Uganda to encourage your family or friends from your nations who reside in Canada, Europe, or the United States of America to befriend me on Facebook and for them to include their email address so that I can email them everything I do online. Also encourage them to purchase either my ebook for $9.99 or my softcover book for $15 plus shipping and handling on my Amazon page. We want to exchange our talents and skills when we come to Africa, the diaspora, for full-fledged citizenship. We will offer private employment to our members based on our budget and sponsorship. We will provide infrastructure for clean running water, agricultural technology to feed our people, offer solar energy to help our members with their electrical generators, and most of all, help improve the African economy. In time, we will expand to the Caribbean, such as Bahamas, Barbados, Haiti, Jamaica, and Brazil. Once I have my team in place, then I will turn the business over and lead by example by applying for dual citizenship in South Africa. We will set up the business in South Africa. We're going to also do our second film in South Africa, which will be entitled African Liberator, Battle Against Colonized Mindset. This film will deal with how the colonized mindset is based on an internalized attitude of feeling culturally inferior to European culture as a result of colonization. I believe that storytelling is one of the most powerful and effective ways to cultivate a better world. It is my objective to generate content that connects the Black community with the global African family and influence social change at the grassroots level. I don't want to just bring awareness with my films, but create real change at the grassroots level. Our objective is to take the lead in solving Black issues in America, starting in Chicago, by strengthening the Black family that want more, those families that want more out of life for their children, while improving the Black community to give our Black youth the greatest opportunity to thrive. My film project is my last attempt to try to do something positive for my racial group in America, and this is what I want to be remembered for, trying to do something, not just sitting up behind a computer. I'm here to solve these social problems if given a chance. People who join our film project will go down in history with me and Sister Renee. In order for me to do that, I have to focus on getting our film project fully funded and made. The proceeds from the film will put me in a better position financially to hire qualified Black middle-class professionals who would make sure our business is effective and successful for years to come, and also for the business to be passed down to the next generation. So Black millennials, this organization is for you. But again, I can't do everything. I'm just one Black man with a vision and a plan. It takes a team to make a dream work. The proceeds from this film will also help me to purchase property in Chicago, property when we go to Africa, and in the Caribbean, and in Brazil. Everything which I have written in my revised book, we will carry it out to the fullest. My revised book is the foundation of my Christian business. So far, we have raised $1,000. Our goal is to raise $500,000 so that I can be in a better position financially to hire a professional Black production company or an African production company, and of course quality Black actors. Without support from the Black grassroots and the global African family, I am unable to do my job. And all I can do is just sit back and pray that the Lord would connect me with brave and smart people to work with me to turn my vision into a reality. I will continue to use my show every week to raise funds for our film project until we reach our goal. This docudrama will touch on many things within the Black community. This film will be of interest to everyone. The money raised through our GoFundMe page will be used for travel expenses for the film crew. The money will also be used to create special effects and titles as well as for the process of combining all of these elements, renderings, compositions, sound design, and editing. There are also hardware and software that we need in order to create everything at high resolution so that the finished film will be available on DVD and in selected theaters. Most of the funds will be used for media promotions for the release of the film. Please help spread the word and share this project on social media with your friends. Pledge of $10. We're grateful for any contribution and we'll gladly put you to our updated list and keep you posted on our developments. You'll also be the first to know about screenings, events, and news about the film. Please pass the word. Small contributions add up and can make all the difference. Pledge of $25 will get you the update list, and you will get a special thanks on the film's website. Pledges of $100 get a DVD of the film, as well as your name listed in the film under the special thanks credit. Pledges of $1,000 will get your name listed as an associate producer on the film's credit and the Internet Movie Database. Pledge of $5,000 will get your name listed on the screen credits and on Internet Movie Database as an executive producer on the film. Also, we will provide travel expenses for you to come to the screenings of the film. As a donor, you will receive exclusive content and behind-the-scenes updates. The goal of active contributors will help us give the ability to hire Black people to bring more content to the business. Our goal is to provide jobs for youth in the community. Our objective is to create a genuine, sovereign, and self-sufficient Africa in which both Africans and the diaspora can rightfully benefit from. Our program are focused on rebuilding Africa to secure our future. The talent to rebuild Africa is here. Chicago will recruit the diaspora and continental Africans to reconnect and help Africa experience her true potentials. Without the diaspora, Africa will continue to languish, and without Africa, the diaspora will continue to weaken as well. Chicago will play an intricate role in ushering in an African Renaissance in which the diaspora and continental Africans can pool our resources together. The time is now to sow seeds of hope, prosperity, peace, and sovereignty, and plant them. So in the future, we will reap a mighty harvest of Africa and the diaspora to prosper from. Please partner with us in making this objective a reality and creating an African paradise, a paradise in which Africa controls its destiny and resources and does not have to rely on foreign exploiters who do not serve the best interests of African people. Africa is the richest continent on earth, and yet it is home to the poorest people in the world. Why? The question should be, why is the resources keep benefiting others but not Africans? This topic may sound repetitive because we keep talking about the same issues. The reason why Africa is poor is because of neo-colonialism, corruption, and foreign interference. In my revised book, I discuss 1884, the Berlin Conference. European nations such as Britain, Belgium, France, Germany, Italy, Portugal, and Spain all divided the African continent into artificial borders. Don't take my word for it. We live in the information age. Do the research about Europe during the Dark Ages until Europeans encountered with Africa. Let's use Ghana as an example. Ghana has a lot of natural resources like oil, diamonds, and gold. These resources have been mismanaged. African people need to talk about this problem. The Americans, Arabs, Chinese, Europeans, and East Indians are taking advantage of our natural resources. Under President Kwame Nkrumah, he created over 400 industries that were tied to the resources. The West felt threatened and caused a coup and imposed an investor approach which became privatized. Africa needs to elect leaders from the grassroots, not accepting them from the financial elites. We encourage African youth to take an interest in politics, as we have seen in the documentary, quote, Stealing Africa. These foreign corporations are popping up across Africa, giving Africans only 10% of their own resources. In Sudan, the Chinese own 40% of the oil reserves. Why Africa allow itself to continue to be exploited? DAS, descendants of American slaves, can help resolve this issue by advocating for our brothers and sisters on the continent. Instead of sitting up here marching and protesting, begging these financial elites for freedom, justice, and equality. The battle is not for America, the battle is for Africa. Black Americans have been marching and protesting for 53 years, begging the same group of people, the financial elites, for freedom, justice, and equality. These are the same people who have enslaved our ancestors. Do you really think they are going to give you justice? I'm just saying. And look at the George Floyd bill. That hasn't even passed. So, GRCAM of Africa will help increase the amount of investment in African nations. Would be to reduce the prices of things that are expensive. The access of capital can be used to open up our own credit union. Then we can use this as leverage to give African loans for their business, suppressing the prices by increasing production. When you look at any city in America, especially in those inner cities, you have every other race coming into the black community to set up their business, to take resources away from the black community. GRCAM Chicago will try to encourage our members to practice group economics. Also, look at the school system. This is all done by design to dumb down our children. If we are serious about real change in our community and the social conditions in Africa, then I need all of us to get behind this film project and help fund it so that we can get this organization up and running in Chicago and hopefully in other cities across the United States and expand to African nations and eventually in the Caribbean/Brazil. African youth need to revise their constitutions and see how some of these laws have been preventing them from achieving a better Africa. In GRCAM Chicago, we will teach our history and how we got infiltrated and where we went wrong. The call for reparations is getting louder, from DAS, descendants of American slaves, to Jamaicans and GRCAM. Africa need to start pushing for their reparations from European nations for colonizations. The Arabs also need to pay for reparations too. But these financial elites have to pay for what they have done to our ancestors. Europe would not have nothing they have today if it wasn't for slavery, the thievery from stealing our diamonds, gold, and other minerals. Africans were driven out of the most fertile regions to make space for European settlers. The taxes Africans paid was spent on improving European nations and America, while Africa remained in poverty. Global African family, I don't want to be online another 30 years. I want to bring my business to the African continent and create jobs for African youth. Help me get this film fully funded and made. Again, this is not for me, but this is for our youth and future generations. In 2018, the Black Panther film made $1 billion. Only the black actors benefited from the film. My film will help create jobs for young black youth, create a new standard in Black America, Africa, the Caribbean, and in Brazil, and create a new business in the heart of the black community. So there you have it. That's my presentation. Yes, it's a lot of information. Yes, I read my speeches without shame. I want to make sure people hear me loud and clear. And I'm not going to double down on what I said. Again, I'm not on here for entertainment. Help stop the genocide in American ghettos. That's not a joke. I can't, you can't sugarcoat genocide. But nevertheless, I thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for allowing me to use this technology wisely. Everything that I'm doing online, we're going to do that in our real business. But we want to make sure that we get it started here in Chicago so that way people will see that this is a real business and that we're not just trying to hide behind a computer. I'm a Christian socialist. And so what that means is that, I combine the spirituality with the natural. We're not going to just sit up here and focus on the big pie in the sky. That's going to happen. But I want to focus on making our life better and for our youth while we're down here in the natural. And I want us to focus on solving black issues. That means having a black first mentality. That's just how it is. Other racial groups are welcome to join us, but it's black people's responsibility to build it and to own it. And with that being said, I'm going to open up the phone lines for my panel, and I need my people that's on that's going to be on the panel to send me a message through Facebook Live. Maybe I might get 2 people on, but right now we're just going to try to do one at a time. And once you're done saying your presentation, I have someone else to step up and send me an invite so that they can come on as well. But we're going to do our best to talk about, this documentary and also what I talked about. And most of all, trying to raise the capital so we can get this film project fully funded and popping. All right. Phone lines are now open for people on the panel.